Alright y'all, I'll be the first to admit that when I see something that looks valuable on trash day, I will be the first to snag it. Especially if it's something I know can be repaired. Well, last week I was able to pick up these two weed eaters, and today we're going to try and get them running to sell them. Let's start out with this Black & Decker. It's obviously the older of the two, and when it runs, it makes a terrible grinding noise. This usually means that there is a short or open winding inside the motor, but on the off chance that one of the lead brushes has fallen out or is in poor condition, I took it apart anyways. And yeah, this one is super old, garbage, and not worth fixing. They can make the new ones so cheaply that if the electric motor does fail, most of the time you're better off upgrading to the newer model. Now the HomeLite, on the other hand, runs beautifully. That is, when it does run. I've got high hopes for this one as it hardly seems used and the electric motor is definitely strong. So we'll take it apart and see what's going on. These are relatively easy to take apart, and the only hiccup is when there is a clump of dirt over the screw. So make sure you take your time and don't strip it out. I personally thought the switch was bad in this one and I would just have to solder another one in. However, I was overthinking it. All that was wrong here was a loose connector, and in 2 seconds it's back on. I can imagine that the intermittent operation of this machine was driving the owner crazy, but this is a great example of why you should at least attempt to fix something yourself before going out and spending money on a new one. In this case, the repair didn't even cost anything. So, now that it's fixed, let's address another issue before putting this up for sale. We need to clean this up. All too often I see things on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace and I think, you should at least wipe that down before snapping those pictures. In fact, it's proven you're more likely to get full asking price if the item you're selling is clean rather than dirty. That's really important, especially during these crazy times where every dollar matters. And cleaning doesn't cost you anything either, so spend that extra time and put in some elbow grease to get this shining like new. Now we'll just snap some photos for Facebook and get this listed. When you're selling something like this, I also recommend taking a video of it running so that you can send it to the buyer if they ask. And my last tip here is that I wanted to sell this for $20. So I initially put it up for $25, but then immediately reduced the price back to $20. This will make your item seem like more of a bargain to potential buyers. And lastly, don't try and scam anyone or price gouge on these sites. Most buyers have Google and are educated enough to spot something that's overpriced. But just because you can get away with ripping someone off doesn't mean you should. Well, that's all I've got for today's video. What do you guys think of this trash pile repair? Would you like to see more of these in the future? Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Lastly, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, y'all have a good day.
And a fresh $20 bill for Ryan.